Okay, so this video is basically gonna be about the idea of using the concepts behind titrations to actually solve problems involving these titration experiments. And so I'm going to work through this question, which involves various steps in order to deduce the unknown stuff about the two substances. So let's begin. I'll read out the question. 28 centimeters cubed of 0.75 moles per dm cubed, so this is the volume and the concentration, of hydrochloric acid was used to neutralize 40 centimeters cubed, so this is the volume of KOH, to neutralize 40 centimeters cubed of potassium hydroxide solution. And the first question asks us, write a balanced equation for this reaction. So what I know is participating in this reaction is HCl and KOH. They're both strong acids, and they react with a 1-to-1 molar ratio, because this produces one OH and this produces one H, so those two react together to neutralize each other. So it's just going to be HCl, and I'll use the colors that were used in the question. So HCl plus KOH produce this neutralization reaction. Oh wait, all right, that was my video, it's just finished. Anyway, so those two react, and this produces H. So the H reacts with the OH to produce H2O, so H2, and that would be H2. So I'll just write that in gray, since what happens when you mix blue and red? You get purple, don't you? Right, you get purple. So I'll draw in purple H2, and now I'll draw the O in red, since all of the oxygen came from the KOH. H2O, just so that you can see where it sort of came from. So that produces H2O, and it produces KCl. So that K reacts with the C, reacts with that, and it produces KCl, which is the salt. So that salt is potassium chloride. Oop, that's not red. KCl, and we'll draw that Cl in blue. KCl. So this is the balanced equation. As you can see, there's a ratio of 1 mole of this reacting with 1 mole of this to produce 1 mole of this and 1 mole of this. So yeah, just bear that in mind as we go through the next couple of questions. It might come in handy. So the next question says, calculate the number of moles of HCl used to neutralize the solution. Okay, and here we've been given not only the concentration of HCl, which is 0.75 moles per dm cubed, but we've also been given the volume of HCl. So the values we have are the concentration and the volume. And if you remember from our concentration and volume calculations from a video a long while ago, or if maybe you have a good knowledge of that concept, the equation which we use for this is the number of moles N is equal to concentration multiplied by volume. And if this volume is in centimeters cubed, what we need to do when we're using this equation is divide the volume by 1,000, which would basically be the same as dividing the whole thing by 1,000. So what we do here is we need to divide that by 1,000, since this concentration, this volume here is in cm cubed, and we need to convert it to dm cubed. So yeah. And so what we do from this point is we substitute in our values. So we've got 28 and we've got 0.75. We're going to be using this equation since it is given to us in cm cubed. So 0.75 multiplied by 28, and you guys can follow through this and do your calculations See if you can figure it out before me. And we divide that by 1000. And if we do that, what we get is 0.75 times 28 divided by 1000. We get 0.021 equals 0.021. So therefore n equals 0.021. 0.021. Yeah. And so now let's move on to the next question. And the next question says, how many moles of KOH were neutralized by the HCl? Now, in order to deduce this, we would need to look at the ratio between the number of moles, which is given by the equation. And so it's a ratio between the moles of HCl and the moles of KOH. And so we know that the ratio, if we look at the equation up here, the ratio, as I said before, to bear in mind that the ratio here is 1 to 1. That means that 1 mole of HCl reacts per 1 mole of KOH. So let's say, for example, 0.021 moles of HCl was reacting. It would react completely with 0.021 moles of KOH. You see where I'm going with this? If we go back to this, it would be 1 to 1. Therefore, 0.021 moles of this would react with 0.021 moles of this. Therefore, we don't need to actually calculate anything. And if you look at the question, it actually just says how many. It doesn't particularly say calculate. Not that you don't need to, but yeah, you don't need to in this question. So the moles would be 0.021 moles. So yeah, no calculation needed for that particular one. What was the concentration of the KOH solution? Okay, so the way we would need to work this out is rearranging that equation, number of moles equals concentration times volume. And we need to make concentration the subject, because this is the significant thing to work out here. So what we do is divide both sides by the concentration and also divide both sides by the number of moles. No, not divide. We need to just multiply both sides, divide both sides by the volume actually. Yeah, that makes sense. So what we do is we divide this by this. So we'd basically say that number of moles divided by volume is equal to the concentration, and this volume is actually 1,000th of the stated, like we need to divide that by 1,000, and if we divide it by 1,000, this is basically the same as saying number of moles times 1,000 divided by volume equals the concentration. So what we can do here in this particular question is find the number of moles, and as we found out just now, it was 0.021. So we go back down with that 0.021, and we multiply that by 1,000, and then we divide this by the volume, which in this case is given in the question, and it's 40 centimeters cubed. So we go back down and we divide this by 40 centimeters cubed. Well, actually, I didn't put any of the other units, so yeah, we don't really need to put the units in question. So if we work this out, you guys can try and work this out as well. 0.021 multiplied by 1,000 divided by 40 equals 0.525 equals 0.525. So there's your answer, 0.525, and this would be 0.525 since it's concentration, moles per dm cubed. Moles per dm cubed. Don't forget your units. So yeah, that's those 3 questions. I'll do another worked example. So if you wanna see some further explanation, some further questions like worked through, then feel free to go and check out that video as well. So see you in the next video.